said to my team, look, I think I can kind of get through this until Wimbledon. That is where I would like to. That's where I would like to stop playing. But I'm also not certain I'm able to do that.
It was such an emotional period last year, wasn't it? And I think we all felt, in fact, I'm certain that we all felt for Andy Murray, but none more so than our next guest in Andy's mum, Judy. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I guess it's hard to watch that again because it would have been so hard to watch it the first time.
Yeah, it was really hard the first time, and we knew it was going to be tough. But he kind of had to do it, had to get it out there. And of course, watching him play here last year, we thought it's possible that this could be his last match. And of course, it led to him going to have the hip resurfacing surgery, and then eventually to making a comeback in the summer.
So, as a mum, you just want to rush into that room and embrace him, wouldn't you? And just give him a big hug.
Yeah, you absolutely do, but you know that would be unbelievably uncool.
Well, I'm going to ask you something about unbelievably uncool in just a moment.
Oh, no.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. So where is he at the moment, both mentally and physically?
He's at home in London. He has a bone bruise on his pelvis, which he picked up at the Davis Cup in Madrid in November. So it's just taking maybe longer to heal than he would have liked. So it's all about being patient and not doing anything until he's ready. But hopefully he'll be back soon.
Because up until that, the bone bruising, he was sort of showing signs of thinking, oh, hang on, we might be in for something here.
Yeah, he was doing incredibly well because, you know, he won the doubles at Queen's kind of out of the blue. He'd literally only been able to hit for about a week before he played at Queen's. So nobody was expecting anything. Won the doubles with Lopez, and then, you know, 7 singles tournaments across the summer and into the autumn, and, you know, managed to win the European Open in Antwerp, beating Stan in an unbelievably long final. And that was a great sign and kind of blew us all away. And then played Davis Cup, and that was when he picked up the other injury.
So here you are, back in Australia, back in Melbourne, 2020, not as Andy's mum, but as Jamie's mum.
yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah, Jamie's playing in the doubles and also in the mixed.
I want to ask you about the role of parent, because I know that your background, I mean, you weren't a bad tennis player yourself back in Scotland, more than 60 titles I think you racked up there. But it's coaching where you really came into your own. How hard is it, and we see it so often these days, don't we, the coach and parent relationship?
Yeah, I think it happens a lot in tennis, and there's a number of reasons for that. You know, in any individual sport, the onus is very much on the parents to make everything happen. I mean, if your kids go into a team sport, the club takes care of the fixtures and the kit and the training and the costs. And, you know, further down the line, they'll pay you a wage and a bonus scheme. But in an individual sport, you're responsible for all your own costs, and the parents have to make everything happen, from booking the lessons to the clubs to the competitions to carting them around. So you become like the human ATM and the human laundrette, and very often you become the coach as well. So in tennis, it's very easy, I think, for parents to become overly emotionally and financially invested in their kid's career, and it's an incredibly expensive thing to develop a young tennis player, because once you outgrow your own environment, well, for us, Scotland, and you move down south, and then you move overseas to train or to play, the costs just become huge, and there's no prize money in junior tennis. So you very often find the parents assuming the role of coach or learning how to be the coach, because you can't let your kid go off on their own and try to learn, or you can't afford to pay for a coach.
Well, sometimes you would rather let them go off on their own, because I just want to draw your attention to this footage here, Stefano Tsitsipas, which we saw a couple of weeks ago, and this was him and his dad. Could you believe what you were seeing here? This was at the ATP Cup, where he just let loose, and unfortunately he copped his dad on the arm. The dad wasn't too happy, and nor was Mum, who came down to give Stefanos a nice piece of her mind.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching the mum giving him an earful. I really did. But it's tough. It's tough being a tennis parent. I mean, I always say that it's like a mixture of severe nausea and a heart attack going on at the same time when you're watching your kids, because you know you can't do anything to help them. They're kind of out there on their own. But at the same time, you know, if they step out of line, you have to assume the parent role and let them know it's not on.
Because there's been a, Judy, there's been a very public falling out between you and your son,
It's not
Andy.
falling out.
Oh, it's a big falling out, this one. And this is all the dreaded social media. Now, you put this up here, and I thought this was great. This was you say hello in Mandarin. I thought that was really clever. But Andy was very quick to point out on Instagram that you'd actually cropped it. And he says, "Hi, Mum, you've done it again. Instagram is a visual platform, so if you can post a picture with half the content cut out, it doesn't work. You'll get less likes and people will unfollow you." Probably a wise decision on their part. "This just looks like a few mandarins scattered on a table. I wouldn't want people to think that you're a mad old lady. Please try to do better. Love from your baby boy. Kiss, yes, this is your final warning before I unfollow."
He's told me so many times that there's a little icon in the corner of the photo that allows you to crop it so that it fits the screen, and I forget it all the time, and that was a particularly bad one. So I always feel like it's our role as parents to embarrass our children, and it's their role as children to point out our shortcomings.
Exactly. You have posted on Instagram since.
Yeah, and I actually made a mistake the other day, and somebody pointed it out before he could see it.
Right.
So I managed to delete it and put it back up again.
You can always block him.
I could. That's
Yeah.
a very good idea.
Yeah, don't tell him we suggested it, but you can just do it quietly, I think. Anyway, Judy, terrific to catch up, but I can't let you go without talking about the foundation quickly, because it's just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, I have my own very imaginatively named Judy Murray Foundation. It's all about taking tennis into deprived and rural areas of Scotland. I mean, we really wanted to capitalise on the profile that tennis has in our country because of the success of Jamie and Andy, which I don't think anybody would ever have expected, because tennis is such a minority sport for us. So basically, I build workforces. I teach people how to teach starter tennis in whatever space they have available, whatever age, stage, background, and we build workforces in local communities so that more people have the chance to try tennis. And I also work with the WTA's charitable arm, which puts on community engagement around many of the major WTA events, and that's all about building workforces and giving kids, teens and adults the opportunity to try tennis for the first time. So I love it.
Well, we need more Judy Murrays in this world, that's for sure. So great to catch up with you.
Thanks
and
for having me.
all the best with Jamie.
And with Instagram.
Yeah, and with Instagram, yeah, exactly. Judy Murray joining us here live on Court 9. We'll take a break from the Australian Open here at Melbourne Park.